So it is good to be back here in Seoul, South Korea. I've been gone for about 5 months, and for the first photo shoot since I'm back, just gonna head out and explore the night streets with my X100v. Gonna meet up with another photographer with no real plan and just explore the streets and see what we can find. I've actually been back here for like a week, but had the worst jet lag, so I haven't really done that much, but I'll be here for a long time, so I got time, hopefully. Well, I did do a couple of photo shoots briefly, both with the X100v as well, with the promist filter, and here are some of the photos that I've taken so far during my first couple days back in the city. If you follow me on Twitter, you might have seen these already. Tonight is supposed to rain for the first time, so hopefully that happens and get some good shots. And even if it doesn't rain, at least get to explore some new areas of the city again.
방역을 생활화합시다.
I missed these awesome Korean back alleys, and when I take these photos, pay attention to the highlights because I am using a promist filter and there is a very noticeable glow effect on the highlights from that. There were also these cool industrial back alleys, but for these in particular I found them to be almost too quiet. I guess they're getting demolished soon, I don't know that, but I'm just guessing because most of the shops seem permanently closed down. Regardless, exploring these at night is a very unique feeling, almost like walking on an abandoned movie set. But I quickly found myself back on these neon lit alleys. They are so cool and very unique to Korea and only a couple other countries like maybe Japan. But at the same time I keep wishing that it would rain because I can see it on the forecast and I know these places would look so much cooler if it was raining. But now I'm just kind of exploring and waiting for the rain, scouting the locations in preparation. There's a few drops here and there, but nothing substantial. It's raining a little bit, but I'm waiting for it to get heavier. It'll be really cool here in these alleys. Somebody asked me what is my hit rate, how often do I get photos that I actually like when I'm out shooting, and to be honest, on this photo shoot I haven't really got one so far. I mean, all of these are alright, and I've enjoyed the process, but at the same time I rarely get photos that I'm actually proud of. For me, it's just about enjoying the process, because I think for those photos that I'm really proud of, for them to happen, I have to keep my skills sharp, and I have to keep exploring new places, and I have to keep taking photos. So that when the conditions are ideal, when everything clicks, I'll know how to take advantage of the situation and maximize the potential so that I can create something unique. For example, like the video that I posted a couple of weeks ago in the awesome fog in Dubai. When it comes to limited opportunities like that, you do have to be sharp and ready to take advantage, because sometimes a couple hours is all you're gonna get. But then again, it's not always ideal conditions that are required in order to take good photos. Sometimes you just have to have the stars align. Sometimes you can just stumble upon something that makes a really good photo. You really never know in this field, but really that is part of the fun. You might notice that my lens hood is a little bit crooked because I bought a random, probably a Chinese one from Amazon. Should have got the official one. This one looks a bit stupid, but regardless, it doesn't actually affect the field of view, luckily. It's a weekday, so not too busy, but still occasionally a little bit sketchy. That smile is because we just walked through a very blatant, obvious red light district that I didn't even know exists to this extent in Korea, that you obviously couldn't take photos in. We got stopped very fast before we even knew where we were. And at this point it was getting late, so I decided to head back to my neighborhood, but after about 20 minutes to 30 minutes in the train, as I step out of the station, now it's actually raining. So you know I have to keep shooting, at least for a little bit. Alright, I took a little bit of a break, and the rain is here. So this is my first time actually trying the promist filter in the rain. Not sure it's gonna be overkill, but yeah, the city just totally transforms in the rain. I think especially because it's not actually raining that hard, the promist filter is working quite nicely. It's adding this kind of a dreamy mood, which, if you know me, you know that I really enjoy in my photography, and I don't think it's overkill at this point. Next I ended up on these hills somewhere on the back alleys of Dongdaemun, and even though I'm again staying at the same hotel as last time when I was in the city, there's still, even in my own neighborhood, so many alleys that I haven't discovered or explored at all. And here I got a couple shots as well. Alright, I do have to mention about this camera for extended usage. My pinky is starting to suffer a little bit. The ergonomics are not the best. It would be useful to buy a grip because it's so thin. But other than that, I'm loving it. Love the fact that I can shoot some video B-roll. The battery life is very good. And I would also say that it has pretty good low light performance. And I like that it has a built-in filter thread, which is one of the reasons I'm using it today over the Ricoh GR3, for example, which I will use in the future as well. More videos with that camera is also on the way. I've started the habit to listen to music on one ear while shooting. I feel like it helps me get in the mood and calm down. Something like a relaxing lo-fi or vaporware playlist is really nice to listen to while it's raining outside. Just don't want to do it with two ears, don't want to take away too many senses. It might be a little bit dangerous late at night or, you know, in traffic. Just passing by this alley that I shot in the last time that I was in Korea, but now it's a different time of day, different condition, different filter, looks different. And obviously I already shot it, so I'm not gonna spend too much time here, but I did take a couple of photos, just because you have to. It's too photogenic. So a couple more photos coming here, and the last one is gonna be an in-camera double exposure. These are something that I've been playing around with a little bit. I did a couple on the streets in Dubai as well that I'm gonna show here, but these are definitely very challenging to do just on the street without having like an exact plan. Definitely having like a model would help, and being in a place where you have a lot of neon lights, for example. I don't necessarily mean these alleys, I mean like exact large signboards, something that you could use to combine with a model, for example, or something like that. But regardless, it's really difficult to do in camera on the street, and it also kind of locks you out of doing normal photography for the duration that you're trying that. But regardless, it's really fun to experiment with. Sometimes it's not really as much of a gimmick as I thought it would be, but yeah, at the same time it's very challenging. The only way that I've been able to make it half decent is just to combine some bokeh with a scene that is not too busy visually, but still a long way to go to master this technique, if I ever will. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll leave you with a couple more photos from Korea with the X100v that I've taken in recent times. And yeah, probably a lot more videos from Korea coming as I get going, getting back into the groove of shooting in this wonderful city again. See you next time.